Greetings, welcome to ruralvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith. I just had a start up here with no audio, trying this again. Hopefully you guys will chime in the chat box and tell me if the audio is working this time. I had to change a couple settings. I think it's working. And so I'm on the line with Chris Rivera. Chris is in New Mexico. He's a partner on ruralvacantland.com, and he's been posting properties on there, and he's telling me the stuff's selling, and he needs more land. And so we're doing a mailer to go get some more land. He just said, which one sold? Shasta just sold, and all your Arizona just sold.
Shasta County, California. Sold one in Washington, and all the Arizona is sold.
All the Arizona sold.
Arizona.
Okay. You still have something in Washington, though. Washington and...
Yeah, I got a couple parcels. I got a 4-acre parcel in North Stevens County, Washington, and 20 acres in Ferry County, Washington.
Nice. So, Chris, how long have you been doing this?
I started with Land Academy over a year ago. That's where I learned the land investing business, and it's how I met you.
Good deal.
Through networking.
Okay, so I'm pulling up ruralvacantland.com. We got the landowners on here, a couple different guys. I hope to have these other guys on later, but Chris is on today. So Chris is on here, his phone number's on here, his email's on here. You can contact him, you can ask him about his properties. If you find one of his properties on the website, like in Washington, for example, call Chris. He knows the properties better than I do. His name and number and everything's on the property. So if we take one of these properties that he's got, this one's sold, but if you find one that's not sold, his name is, it says owner, Chris Rivera, name, email, phone number, and that kind of stuff. And so welcome everybody. Someone's still saying no audio. Audio now, but buffering. A little lag.
Yeah, it's a little lag, yeah.
Yeah, so I think the video is a little off from the audio, but I think you guys will still get the gist of it. I'll try to fix that for next time. So I want to give away some land in this video. Towards the end of the video, if you stick around towards the end and answer a question or two, just a basic question that says you've been listening, watching throughout the video, I'll give away a piece of land. And I hope to give away more and more land in the future. And how and why I can do that is, one, I want your attention. I think giving away land gets attention. And two, I can do it because I think there's a good chance some of the people that I give land away to might want me to resell it for them. So I'll do a contract with you, do an agreement that sets price and terms, that allows me to go resell it, basically asking for half of the profits off of the resale of the thing, and I'll go market it and sell it for you, do all the paperwork and everything. And so if you trust me in going to resell your land for you like that, I'll go market it, sell it, and get you the cash for my cost of it, and the cash for half of the proceeds, profits from the land. And I think by giving land away in that fashion and reselling some of it, I mean, even if one person out of a half dozen or something says, okay, go resell it, I'd be happy. I mean, feel free to take off the land, do whatever you want with it, give it to your grandkids, store it away, wholesale it, love it, live on it, build on it, whatever. It's your land. I don't care what you do with it. So that's the idea. But for now, Chris needs more land, and so we're going to go find some more land. And we're talking about different areas and strategies of stuff to mail. And we came up with a part of Navajo County that I think we can buy tracts of land that we can split and sell the bits and pieces off for more than it costs to buy them. So that's what we're working on today. And good. Redefined Living says working fine for me. So thanks, guys. Thanks for pointing out no audio in the first version. And yeah, so we'll get into the mailer. So I got the website pulled up, and where do we start? Chris and I have been talking a little bit recently about the strategy and the idea of where to mail. And if I pull up, you got something on your screen? I think I could pull up Chris's screen. Yeah. So he's got Navajo County pulled up in Zillow, and it looks like he's checking prices in Zillow. and he's doing different acreage sizes and stuff. And
I'll try 20. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so we've been looking at these for a bit, and we're not mailing the whole county. We're mailing a really specific part of the county. So I think that's what a lot of this mailer is going to be about, is how to select out this little tiny piece of the county. And Chris is like, how are we doing that? I'm like, well, let's do it in the mailer. Let's do it online, and we'll all learn from each other, right? So this county is in northern Arizona. I've bought and sold lots of properties in this county, split lots of different properties in this county. You might have seen a previous mailer about the eastern side of this county, southeastern side of this county. The screen we're looking at now has a bunch of red dots. Like the bigger grouping of red dots there is where I did that previous mailer. That second grouping of red dots, that's kind of the western side of the county, north of the mountains, north of that green band, is I think where we're targeting today. And so it's going to be west of Snowflake, north of the mountains. There's a big ranch in there. And what's the name of that ranch, Chris?
Chevron Ranch.
Okay.
Master community or subdivision. Just like this right here.
So I pulled them up the other day. They've got CC&Rs on the website, and I didn't see anything in there about not splitting the land, but they've got a gate, and they've got, you know, community wells and fees, and like everything in the CC&Rs about fees. Yeah, it's fees. So if we bought land in there, we'd have to figure out what the fees are, if they're back and everything, and then splitting it, it's just, I don't know if we could get away with splitting it in a ranch like that or not, because you go from, you know, just different number of home sites. They probably don't want that because of the infrastructure they have. It would tax their infrastructure more. But they had a map. What's going on? I clicked the wrong thing. I want the map. So they've got a map of the neighborhood.
Of the Chevron?
Yeah, I got that pulled up on the screen. Chris, maybe you could do the same.
Find it.
Mike Hassman. I think I'm supposed to get back to you, Mike. I'm just looking at notes. You're in my one of the top to-do list things for today. McIntyre, it's working for me.
This map right here?
Yeah, I'm just reading some of the comments that guys are sending in. Yeah, so a couple guys saying it's working still. That's good. So the this map has, you know, sections. You can see section, multiple sections next to each other that they've split up. So we're going to try to get everything but this community. I think people have built next to this community. They've split land up and made properties there. That's county land without the community regulations. And to do this, I think we're going to be in, I think I'm going to be in, what? How should we do this? I'm going to want Agent Pro open. Title Pro or whatever you have.
Yeah, you want to open up Title Pro?
Yeah, I'm opening that on my screen.
Yeah, I got the Navajo County GIS as well. It kind of helps.
Okay, good. I want that one too. I'm going to try to open that up.
Yeah, I'll open it.
So we're going to use multiple sets of data, try to get information from all these to put the mailer together. So Navajo County GIS is just what it sounds like, geographical information system for the county, and it's got a parcel map of where the properties are. So you can learn a lot from that.
Yeah, it's nice. You can click on a parcel and it gives you all the information on it too.
Yeah, so I might not even use Agent Pro. I might just use this thing. Okay, so I'm zoomed in here. I don't see what Chris is looking at. Chris is looking at different sections. So this is Shevlin Ranch. You see these kind of angled properties because they're kind of in between two different canyons or two different rivers that run off the mountain, or canyons. Black Canyon, Shevlin Canyon. They're trying to line them up, it looks like. Or there's power lines that run down the backbone of this. Maybe they're building properties off the backbone of that power line too. Looks like the power lines are going right down the backs of these properties. Wonder if they're big long transmission ones or neighborhood ones, I'm not sure. But yeah, see main gate into the community down Hutch Road. That makes it not fun to sell land from a distance. People are always trying to get access to the gate and the gate code, and they're out touring the land. I've not recommended. You want to be a local if you're selling that land. So this ranch comes down and it's got those three boxes, like 3 or 4. Let's see. Kind of at the bottom of the map. 1, 2, 3, and then a spread. It's like 1, 2, 3, and then a spread. So this one is Shevlin Ranch, and all the rest of them around it aren't. So we want to pick out each one of these sections. These are 1 mile by 1 mile boxes. These are sections. We're going to figure out each section and take it from there. So if I click on, well, click on it, it really zoomed in. So this gives me a parcel number 201-21, and then I don't care what the rest of it is because I just want that book and page should be that section.
And I think it has Chevron in this legal address too, if you click on one of them.
So I click on both corners of this section, and it's got site address 1543 Shevlin Avenue. Yeah, but that's not in the Shevlin Ranch. I don't believe.
Yeah, if you click on the parcel number when you do that, Luke.
Yep. Look at legal.
It'll bring up more information. On my screen, I'm looking at one now.
Yeah, but I was looking at this map on the GIS and thinking
that's where I'm at.
I think I just go across the line here and pick out each one of these sections that's got splits in it and that's not Shevlin Ranch, and we just mail those and see what kind of records we can get. So this box here is the one right next to it. Let's just do each corner of that. So 201-22, where the previous one was 201-21. So we want 22.
APN number?
Yeah, so each one of these sections are numbered in the second number of the APN. It's basically that. Well, they don't seem to be in order. 21, 22, 26. Great. 26. Oh 109. I don't know what you're up to, Chris. You're looking at the same map. Okay. So I'm picking out sections. I'm writing down numbers that are sections on this map that you're looking at. Like Chris, if you click on one of those squares, if you pick one that's Shevlin Ranch, for example.
Yeah, if you click on it, it'll say it. Let's see.
Yeah, so you click on it. Yeah, so there's the APN. See 111-22. So everything in that section is 111-22. But we don't want that one. Yeah, there you go. Your legal description Shevlin Canyon Ranch number or whatever. So we don't want those.
Right.
So we're skipping those.
Okay. Let me go right next to that and see if I can find it.
Yeah, so go look at the ones that aren't. So I was just going to go through and go in order. Dreamweaver's asking if we have any properties near Quartzsite, Arizona. That's Santa Cruz County. Chris was just talking about Santa Cruz County. I don't have any properties near Quartzsite. I spent some time in Quartzsite. There's not a whole lot there to do. There's a rock festival and might be this time of year. I think it's more January, February. A bunch of people go to town there and they have like a, not music rock, but like rocks, like geology, rocks and gemstones and stuff.
So this parcel I found is not in the Chevron Ranch. It's owned by Aztec Land and Cattle.
Okay.
I guess I think they got a,
It's probably not our target audience.
yeah, big square. These big squares are empty.
Yeah. Exactly, just sections. So those are 106, or those are 640 acre squares. We're not. I don't want to mail those.
Gotcha.
I mean, maybe you want to mail those, but that's I don't have that kind of money. Maybe you do, but I don't. Yeah. So
Yeah, 22.
I think you got the idea down. I'm just gonna go. Just take a bunch of these squares out. 201, 09.
There is one, 201, 27 doesn't appear to be in it.
I clicked on one Tyrone Lomelli owns. He's he does a lot of tax sales stuff. He's always getting properties out of tax liens.
Mm-hmm. So Luke, based on this, you're thinking you can sort it by APN number?
Yeah. So each one of these sections, at least the ones I'm clicking on, are starting with 201. That's the book that they're in, and then the page 21, 22, 26, 09. Each one of these pages is having a different section on it so far.
Okay.
Well, some of them have 20109. 20109 seems to have a couple pages or a couple sections on it because they're not split up much.
Yeah, for instance, this one's 20127 does not appear to be in the Chevron. 27 should be good.
'27, yeah, 20127.
Mm-hmm.
And the one right above 27. 20125.
Like someone's commenting, they're looking for 20 acres near here, or Parker, Arizona.
Yeah, no, this is a good area. It's got a really good water table in this area from what I hear. Shallow water table, maybe 100 foot in lots of cases to drill down to water.
And you're right by the hill.
Yeah,
Yeah, right
so
in the foothills there.
Yeah, so you see up the hills. There's a lot more to see, and there's a lot more green on the land. Not all of it, but these ones closer to the hills have more juniper, more tree cover, pinyon pine and stuff like that. To 126, already got that one. So I got this bottom row. I'll start with this row. 140.
You're staying to the east of it, southeast?
Yeah, I'm just going from west to east. So I got 20108. Kind of wish I could just print this off and check them off or something, but 20139. I think you guys get the idea. Barry Shine says, I just got back from Arizona and saw a lot of land for sale as I drove around. Not sure the prices, but people are selling. Good places for snowbirds. Yeah, there's a lot of land in Arizona. There's a lot of land for sale too. And lots of times you go look at the prices and it's like $1,000 an acre. Everybody thinks that's the rule of thumb. It's desert, it's $1,000 an acre. And I haven't found that to be the case everywhere. If you make enough offers, you get lots of different prices presented to you. A lot of people take the offers you make just because it's simple and easy and fast, and they don't want to deal with it. So we're trying to get the cheapest land in the market, because that's how we sell land. Like at the beginning of this video, we were talking about Chris being almost sold out of everything, and we're going to find more land. He sells the land fast because he does good prices.
Yeah, Luke, and if you're saying, I think it's finding the motivation and reasons why people want to sell in the first place. That's what we go after.
Yeah, systematically make an offer to everybody and find people that are willing to sell. Oops, I got 31 in there twice. Okay, while I'm talking, I'm clicking away here. And so as we do this mailer, Chris is doing this mailer. I'm helping him with it. I think you plan on sending it to offers to owners, I think, right, Chris?
Yeah, so I'll get the data from RealQuest Pro, cleanse it like we do, you know, we get all the duplicates, get everything out that we don't want in there, and then merge it into a mailer, and then send it off to offers to owners to mail it.
Yep. You send them a PDF document of the thing, and then they print it and mail it.
Yeah, they've made it pretty easy to do.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
there should be another one here. 11116, I think is good.
Well, I think all these 111s might be Shevlin Ranch, or they might be further north than the ones I'm looking at so far.
This one's like on the western edge of it, and I don't think it's in there. It's 11116.
Okay.
Not in this legal address.
20130. T Fox is back on the call. I think he's been on every live call I've done. $32.08. Let's see. I'm just going left to right, east to west, or I guess west to east across the map, picking out section by section. I got 29 before. I guess I never got the 29.
Further north.
I'll just go zooming back. 20134. Might need more paper. Yeah, there's some big landowners in here, these cattle companies.
Right.
First American Title.
Dual 117 is in Chevron.
Somehow I skipped off the wrong way. 20109. I got that already. 201. To a 126. I get that. Got that. So I'm in. I think I'm up to this next row. 20140. I got that. So I'm up to this row.
Are you writing down the APNs that we want to go after then?
Yeah.
Is that what you're...
Yep. Writing down the ones I want to go after, because we're going to type them into CoreLogic. And just the beginnings of them, not the whole APN, just the first bit, and then leave off the rest, and it'll populate all of them. I think it's hilarious when I click on these blocks and I know the owners of the properties. It's like, oh, I've bought land from that guy before. I sold land to that guy before. Land dealing's a small world.
And there's a ton of land, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Two. And then this is, I'm running into Shevlin Ranch. This is going to be Shevlin Ranch. Yep.
So 11109 is good.
111-09. So you're working the northern parts of this thing, or you're working somewhere else? I'm working from the bottom up.
The northwestern part on the edge there.
Okay.
Yeah, there seems to be out of that ranch area.
Good.
It's 108-13.
Okay.
Acres, 111-10 is good. 111-10.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm getting a lot of them over here. Every number I write down is another square mile. A lot of these 20109s are spread all over the place.
$111, about 17.
Okay.
17.
Now I'm getting into the 111s. So I went up another row. 111, 12. Looks to be outside the ranch. That's going to be ranch. This one's probably not ranch though. 111, 14. Did you get that one? No. 111. I think that's outside the ranch.
I did find a 201 40. Did you get that one? 201 40?
Yeah, I got 201 40.
Okay, yeah.
Here's some over by Willy Wonka. I like that name. 111, 13. 11-13.
Oh, 8, 13.
111, 16. I'm starting to run into yours. I think you covered this area.
Yep. Yeah, I've been all through there.
17. Yeah, so up there, up the whole west side of the Shevlin Ranch, you picked all those out. I think we probably got our population.
Yeah. Yep. Which is northern section.
I mean, there's weird stuff up north of the ranch, but I think that gets way out into flat country. Let's leave that off. Let's get this stuff closer to the hills. Okay, so let's look at your screen, and I think I got all these numbers. I don't know if you want me to type them into the chat thing for you, or you want me to read them off as you type them in.
Let's see. So I'm in. Go ahead and read them off. I'm in Arizona, Navajo County.
So go to APN. Well, you got an assessor parcel number. Just click on that one you got there.
1113 was good, right? Or no?
Yeah, 11113. That's good. So knock the, well, okay. So go 111-13, and then just hit add and enter more. Don't hit add to criteria. Hit add and enter more. There you go. So I knock the 13 off my list. Do 14, 11114. Knock that one. 11117.
17. Okay. Add.
Do 10813. 11109. Okay, let's test this before we go too far. So just go down. Let's yeah, hit submit request. Let's see if we got some records in there.
Oh, I should probably log in.
Yeah, good thing we tested it.
Take a second. Should bring me back to.
Dreamweaver was saying he was at the Rock Festival and Quartzsite. So 5,000 RV van dwellers attended.
Oh wow.
That's a big one, right? I mean, it's a lot of people bring their rocks there, sell them, shop them, trade them, everything. So a friend looking for 20 acres near there, somewhere around Parker, Arizona. Okay. I got a funny story. I don't know if anyone cares about Quartzsite, but there's, so just to the west of town, there's like this brown peak. It's an old volcano, like a brown peak that shoots up out of the desert. And I used to finance this exploration company called Riverside Resources, RRI. They're still public. They trade up in the Canadian markets and stuff. And really good management, Mark Stouty and the guys. They use a lot of other people's money to test their theories. And so they got this property there with that brown peak, and the locals called it Squaw's Tit. And it's like, can't promote a property called Squaw's Tit. It's just not publicly correct, right? And so he named it, now I'm going to forget the name. Sugarloaf Peaks, I think they called it, because they're promoting gold, right? So they called it Sugarloaf Peaks. And I took a tour of the property and just about stepped on a green Mojave greenback rattler, I think it was called. And the geologist on the team got right in that thing's face with his camera. You know, he's got lizards on his hat and his shirt and everything else. Super lizard snake guy. But I mean, that snake was like about to lick his lens. He was so close, you know. I thought he was gonna get bit for sure. I want to take a picture of him getting bit, but he got some really good pictures of that one. Um, that was a fun trip. I just remember that, I'll never forget the name of that peak. If you ever drive by there, Squaw's Tit. Um, Definitely not right to use to public promote. The property never got off the ground. I think they optioned it off to somebody and sold it for a couple $1,000,000. I mean, they had a couple $100,000 into it, and they sold it for a couple $1,000,000. So Riverside made money on it, but not like anything crazy. Um,
Funny.
so you got a couple of them in there. You got the 1109. Let me mark that one off. 11109. I didn't get 11109 on my list, but okay.
Yeah, I found that one last minute.
Okay, 11113. You got that. 11117. Let's do 11114.
You saw that 71 showed up on just these three, so.
Good. We're in the right path. So 10813. 11109. We got that. Okay, 11116. 11110.
Okay.
11112. And this search will only take so many, so we're probably going to have to split this into two different polls. But 20134, like if you get into the upper 30s of things that we're trying to pull, they cut us off. 20142.
42. Okay.
20133. 20137. 20136. 20109. 20135. 201. I got that one already.
It's a 40, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm trying to mark off my list. So 20134. 20129. If we didn't do that already. Yeah, 20129. 20132. 20130. 20128. How many we got on there?
Okay, you want me to hit submit, see how many come up?
Yeah, we got like 20. Well, because we can't have too many things in the search, or else they stop adding.
Oh, too many. Gotcha.
Computer gets cranky. I think we got about 20. Let's keep going. I think they'll all fit and have room to do the some narrowing. So 20124. 20123. 20123. Yeah.
23. Okay.
20141. 20131. 20115. 20139.
Ah. Okay, I added that to the wrong button there. Let me see.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Did you get to 20115?
20142 is the last one. So 201.
15, they put it in the middle. They're going in order, I think. 20139. 20108. 20140. 20125. Oh, the bank opens in like 3 minutes. I gotta go wire some money. I'm ready to go. I'm closing on title on some deals.
Oh, yeah, your California time. That's right.
Yeah, yeah, 20127. I gotta hit the notary today too. 20126.
26.
20122. We already got 22 in there. 20121. We didn't get that. Okay, that's what I got on my list. If you got any others on your list that are missing, it's a good time to add them.
11, 1109, 108, 13, 101, 10, and 17. Yep, I got them.
Barry Sign says, I saw a piece of land through a realtor, but then I looked up the owner's address and mailed him an offer like Luke does. And he likes the offer. He can't sell until he was out of the realtor's contract. Nice. I like that. Cut out the realtor. Good job, Barry. Got to be careful. Most of those realtor contracts say anybody that contacts them, no matter what, during that time frame is still under the contract. So just be careful.
Yeah, sometimes there's a 3-month extension afterwards.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it's better to mail the guy next door. It doesn't have the realtor sign on it. Buy that one instead. So.
Okay, so we want improved percentages, right?
Yeah, try that. 0 to 1. Well, first let's see how many records we got before you'd start playing with that stuff. Save. Wow, can you hit save first? Go down at the bottom. There's a save search. So we don't have to type it all over again. Yeah. So name it something.
Do I have to name it?
Yep. Just in case we get bumped out or whatever. Okay, now hit submit. Let's see how many records we got. So when I'm doing these kinds of searches, I like to do like one kind of thing that we're doing and then see how many records. So 1256 under just the APNs. Okay, so now let's go back. Asset Holding LLC. See that one? You know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Oh yeah.
that's Jack and Jill out of
right.
Southwest Sea Land. You know who that is?
No.
That's Salton Sea Lands on eBay. Like if you go on there, you'll see he's probably got 2,000 good comments on eBay. Like he does a lot of eBay sales. He's out of La Jolla. D.D. Friedman, La Jolla, California. Integrity Property.
A lot of investors.
Integrity Property. That's Jill DeWitt. Asset Holdings is probably Jack. You know, like 10 records, and I know 3 of them. I don't know the other people. So let's go see it says start new search. Yeah, click on that and it should keep all your data in there.
Start research. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now let's try improve percent. Let's try to. So what Chris is doing here, Chris has done a bunch of these mailers before, so I don't have to explain much to him. So I'm gonna try to explain to the people that are watching what Chris is doing. He's doing improve percent, and that's the assessor's value. The assessor's set a value to the property for the taxes to be charged on the property, and so that part of the value is going to be towards the land and part of the value is going to be towards the improvements. And so when they do that calculation, they usually have it in the database how much is towards the land, how much is towards the improvements. And if it's like 0% improvements, then you can let's look at how many records we got first, Chris, before we add something else on there. Do you do that usually or no?
Improved.
Yeah, 0. So now let's go look and see if it's a 1256, see if it worked or not. And take it from there, because it might not. Sometimes it doesn't. 877. So 877. So out of the 1,256, 877 are unimproved.
Which is vacant land. That's the key.
Yeah. So they haven't done anything that's reported to the assessor that the assessor knows about and is putting value to. that increases the taxable rate of that property. Okay, so we got our 877 records. Now Chris is playing with like land use or something. I'm not sure what else you want to do, Chris. So we got the vacant land in the area. I'd look at sizes.
You want to look at size? Oh, yeah. Lot acreage.
Yeah, because we're targeting very specific land in this area. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. We were looking at zoning codes in the past, like clicking on them, looking at zoning. I think we know that most all the zoning in here is A general, and it's not like parkland or federal whatever. We kind of skip the BLM sections because they're not split. You know, the 640 squares, we skip those. We just went for the ones with split. So I think a lot of the land use isn't really going to matter so much in this kind of search. Like if we were mailing the whole county, like just everything, I think land use would matter a lot more.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we want to dial in on the acreage.
Yeah, so I don't know what kind of acreage we want to do, because this stuff is A1 general, so we should be able to take it down to 1 acres. But we can do a maximum of 5 splits per ownership, or other people can split it if they want, but I'd think like 5 acres to 50 acres, but it's really up to you.
If I look at 5 to 10, let's say, just as a quick Zillow search.
Yep.
There's not a lot. I mean, just might be good if we can create that supply.
Yeah, you're not going up against anybody.
That's the smallest I see is a 10-acre. Well, there's 7. That's in the hills now.
That's in Chevelin.
This piece here is 10 acres for 8,500.
Is that the Willy Wonka one? No, that's closer to the bottom of the hill.
This is not. This is just trees. It's not a bad piece of property here.
Yeah, it's great.
So, yeah, 5 to 10 acres might be good. So if we mail to,
I don't know what kind of capital you're talking about, because you got to be comfortable with buying these, and this is your mailer. This isn't my mailer. I mean, I'd just mail them all, just buy them all. But this is your show.
Yeah, I mean, the goal really is to create opportunity for partners too.
Yeah.
If we can create a super low wholesale price, I'm open to partner with anybody. Bringing opportunities to other investors.
The deal's good enough, the money shows up.
Yeah.
I get you. So I would go 5 to 50. I think more than 50 it gets too specialized. Less than 50 you start cutting off fat 40s, because like there's not 50 acres isn't very common, but 42, 48, 46, fat 40, like a quarter of a section that's on the correction lines might be a fat 40. And so I'd still want to get those. So I just stick 50 in there because it's easy. 5 acres, I'm thinking 5 acres because you could split it 5 ways into 5 1-acre properties, theoretically, depending on, a couple different things. But probably be able to split them 5 ways in there. The economics change in the different size properties. So if you bought a 5 acre and you sold them off as 1 acre lots, I mean, you could probably sell them as, in that area, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised you sell them $1,000 a piece. $9.99, they'd probably fly off the shelf. Getting close to the mountains like that.
There's always the other terms opportunity too. And, you could probably get $1,500, $2,500 on terms for an acre.
I'm watching the comments. We got a good one. Dolores Garza says, "Guys, are you really legit?" That's a good one. Dolores, we got lots of great comments on lots of videos out there on my website, all kinds of reviews. Feel free to call, ask questions, look at all these different properties, go tour them, talk to other people on a call like this. Like you can text or message with these other guys that are on here. But a lot of people don't believe my prices. They don't, or Chris's prices. They don't believe our prices because it's on the internet
Right.
and we're not local, and it's too good to be true. And people don't believe us because of that. And then they go tour the property, and then they get mad at me because somebody else bought the property while they're touring it. Um, I mean, I don't know what to say about that kind of stuff. Like, you can go online, you can buy the property. Like, I'm trying to, as soon as we get this call done, I'm going to go to the bank. I'm wiring a bunch of different people money. I'm getting cashier's checks to buy a bunch of other properties that I send out to people to buy properties. I was talking to my banker on Friday, and because I was like the fourth trip to the bank on Friday buying properties, and I was saying if I'm doing my math right, I think I bought 120 properties on Friday. Um, 120 properties in one day. Like, I don't know anybody who does that. That's those are ridiculous numbers. Um, they don't all show up
Yeah,
on my
and look,
website because I wholesale a lot of them off. People buy them from me like faster than I can put the ads up because they're really good prices. Because they turn around, they resell them for more, and then they come back with more money to buy more properties, right? So I don't know how to explain that. So
yeah, and
legit,
I think
it's
putting the time and energy of researching this is what creates value in the land. I mean, you can always buy retail right off the realtor site or Land Watch and whatnot, but this
and
is what it takes to find these low prices.
yeah. And then right after Dolores, Dreamweaver says, "Yes, they are. They are. I was a realtor in the '80s and I bought property. Thanks, Dreamweaver, especially tax sales. Um, yeah. So a lot of people do tax sales too." And then Dolores says, "You know what they say? If it's too good to be true, then it's not. Then it's not." I don't know. Definitely legit. They have to say results not typical. Yeah, exactly. And then I'm gonna give some land away at the end of this video. So you stick around, I'll give some land away. I mean, who can argue with that? It doesn't cost me that much money to get some of these properties that I'm giving away. I mean, they're probably $75 or $100 properties that I sell for $500 or $1,000. That's why I'm giving them away, because I want to show you how it works and get more credibility. So Chris, how are we doing over here? We got 689. So you narrowed it down by something.
689.
So five.
Yeah, put in the.
So we got rid of some small ones and some big ones, and we don't have much left. We got 689. That wasn't very many small ones or big ones.
No, no.
Let me write that down. 689, 5 to 50 acres. Okay, how else should we narrow it down? How else do you usually narrow it down? Use?
Land
Assessment
use, but
value?
like I think we're so targeted in this area, we should be okay with land use.
Yeah, so lots of times I'd
Um,
target it down by assessed value. Like I might take out the top 20% assessed value, but this is such a small data set, like 689 records. I
right.
would pull all the data and just look at the taxes on them and like, hey, these ones got $2,000 a year taxes. I'm missing something here. There's something crazy about this property. I'm not making my lowly little offer on it. Cut out some of those weird things and
All right, I'm gonna
run
just
with it.
go through it. Continue.
I would, yeah. So Chris is gonna buy this data. He's buying it through Land Academy, which we're both members of, and it says 34.45 on there. They charge more on that. It's actually going to be 68, 69, almost $70 worth of data. That's what he'll end up paying. And then yeah, so he's clicking buttons. Looks like he's got it selected. Wait a sec. Go back there. Go back.
Go back.
Did I see something wrong? I'm seeing selected 360. Okay, those are all the fields. So it's not how many records. Okay,
Field.
never mind.
Okay.
Sorry, I saw the wrong thing. So hit next, and 689 records. He's gonna pull the records, and he's gonna do the mail merge and get it in the mail, and he's gonna take the calls. It's all his money, his phone number, everything. I'm not involved. But what we have in the description of this video, if you wanted to buy some of this land before people start calling in, and Chris starts paying for it out of his own pocket and stuff. He's offered to do the same thing that I've been doing with people, a 25% markup, and you can get the deals before. So you fund them, you either wire money or get money to them as fast as you can. There's a checkout down below if you want to stick some money in there to get your hands on the first one or something. There's yeah, so he's got to download that. I'm trying to touch the screen, but he's driving the ship. So we'll bring that in. He'll eventually get this into Excel, and you'll see the data. And we can, when we look at the data, we can see what people have been paying for these properties, and we can see what the taxes are and stuff like that. So here's some research he was doing, different properties that are for sale. Most of the properties in the area are in that Shovelin Ranch. So outside of Shovelin Ranch, didn't see, like hardly anything for sale in there. So what I usually do when I get a spreadsheet like this is I lock that first row so I can keep track of the titles. So like if you click on row 2, just row 2, just click on row 2 and then view. Well, he's got a different setup.
It's still Word. It's still Excel. Yeah. View.
View, freeze
pane the second.
Freeze first row. Freeze top row. There you go. Yeah, click that button. Freeze top row. You had it right. I'm not used to this version.
Okay.
Okay, then, you know, he'll probably get the duplicate properties out of here and stuff. This mailer I'm printing up this morning has all the duplicates merged together, so it's like you'll pay this much for this property and that much for that property and that much for that property. Sometimes I do those mailers, but you can list like 20 different properties the guy has. I think what you're doing, Chris, is just one property per person, right?
Yeah, I take out the duplicates, the owners.
Yeah, I do that too. I go back and forth. So if you go over to sold, like way out there, almost to the end of the data, keep zooming over. There's land value. Keep going further. There's like, yeah, keep going. There's the taxes, but just go look a little further. Total value. Keep going. We'll see what the properties have been selling for. So this data has not the MLS data. You're getting really close now. So just a couple more columns. You're going to get right into sale price. So could you sort by sale price, like the whole, not just that column, but the whole data set by that column? Yeah. So we're going to see what stuff's been trading for and when. And when you look at MLS data or other people's data, and it's usually someone else's data, it's not the county data. This is a county data, so you can see what people have been recording their stuff as. When you record your transaction, you're supposed to do this tax form that says how much you paid for it or how much you're selling it for and stuff. And
what do you do? Sold. Let's see. Sale price.
Sale price. Yeah. Sale price. MN. Yep. You got it. Sale price.
Largest to smallest, or do you?
Smallest to largest. I like smallest to largest. That works.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. And so $2,000, but that was back in '93. 79, 70. Let's find some more modern numbers. There's 2012. What was that? $3,284.
17, $4,000.
$4,000.
Down here.
Like, but what size property is that too, right? So that's going to be the weird thing about looking at the sale price on this one, is we're not doing like a homogeneous size properties. So maybe it doesn't really matter that much. You're going to have to like do a lot of flipping back and forth. Like, oh, it's a 5 acre for $4,000. Oh, it's a 40 acre for $4,000. You know, because you got to go.
10,000. It's a 10 acre. 10 acre for $4,000.
10 acre. So is that 400 an acre if I can do math? Should be able to do that, right? Jared Woolley is asking, Jared Woodley, which works better, sending multiple letters to same owner or one letter for one property? I think one letter for one property, especially if you sort the properties by assessed value. So you're mailing an offer to the lowliest assessed value of that guy's holdings, and you make him an offer, and sometimes he'll take that. And then, um, in my letter, I ask for more. Do you have anything else you want to sell? And the guys say, yeah, I got all these other ones, and they're like different states, different kinds of land, all kinds of crazy stuff. And then you got to figure it out, make offers on it if you want to. Um, let's see.
A couple of high dollar stuff here, and then
Yeah, I'd probably delete
40,
those. Probably
take
delete.
those out.
Yeah, delete the weird ones off at the end.
80 grand, so then these four for sure.
Eileen is talking about the Mojave Rattler's bite is not the same as a timber, sidewinder, or diamondback, where these three attack the heart. This one attacks your breathing. Fluorescence green, easy to recognize, will chase. Yeah, I've heard they'll chase you. Those green ones, the green Mojaves.
They would just delete these high dollar ones, Luke, out of the data right off the bat.
Yeah, I would. Just get rid of a couple hating calls.
Right. We're extremely happy with the low ball.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me go down here.
Dr. Green says, I think my ex-wife is related to that Mojave. Really venomous. Nice.
The rest of this doesn't have sales data.
Yeah, exactly. They've owned it forever. Like back before the numbers
about
were
tax?
reported.
Tax, when they show the tax value or the tax assessment.
There's a tax deed and a trust, there's a tax deed 669. Column or row 669 was a tax deed. I mean, there are going to be a bunch of tax deeds in there, but I don't know if they show the numbers. So I think you'd have to really go nitpicky through that list to look at. I wasn't thinking right. You'd have to look at property. Let's see if this works. You'd have to look at like what size property and what price and go back and forth with this kind of data. So I think you're just going to have to bite the bullet and run with it, or go spend a month looking at every one of them.
Nah, I don't typically
Yeah.
do that, but
I'll leave the pricing up to you. I mean, you've been studying the market there. This is your mailer, but I'd be looking at 200 something an acre probably in there.
do you adjust it by size? I mean, you price it differently from a 5 acre to a 40 acre?
Yeah, I think you should, because the economics of a 5 acre are way better than the 40 acre. So the 5 acre in this scenario, you could split it 5 ways. You could make 5 1 acre ones. So if you sold each one of those 1 acre ones, if it works, axis works, and topography and all that kind of stuff, if you could sell them all, it'd probably be like $5,000 you could sell it for. And if you offered 200 an acre, what's that, $1,000? Buy it for $1,000. Like maybe you should offer a little more than $1,000. You can sell it for $5,000. And then if you go up to the 40 acre one, yeah, you'll figure out your own pricing. As you go up to the 40 acre one, let's say you could sell it 5 ways. So let's say you sold a 20, half of it. So a 20 acre in this area, I would expect, I think you get close to $20,000 if there's trees and things on it. But let's say you sold it for $10,000, like half the market anywhere around. Well, you were looking at, what were you seeing? You saw a 10 acre for $8,000 or $9,000.
An acre about 8,500. 20 acres, anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000, depending on location.
So let's say you sold it for $10,000. $10,000 will fly off the shelf, right? 20 acres. So we'd still have 20 acres left. The other 20, let's say you did 5s. 5, 5, 5, and 5. How much do you think you sell a 5 acre for in the area? Or a 10 and something smaller might even work better. Like a 5 acre, just no 5 acres in the area, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of 5 acre parcels further north. But again, if we're creating the supply that's not there,
I'm making these numbers up. Let's say you sell them for 4,999, so 5 grand. 5, 10, 15. You should 20 grand. You could sell half of it for 20 grand. You could sell the other half for 10 grand. You could sell 40 for 30 grand. 30 grand divided by 40. What's that per acre? That's Where's my calculator? I should be able to do
divided
that.
by 40,
Yeah,
750 an acre.
750 an acre.
30 grand divided by 40 acres. Yeah.
Yeah. 750 an acre. And if you took each one of those 5 and you told the people that they could buy the 5, well, if you sold them for 5 grand, that sales pitch would be pretty hard. If you just said you could split it 5 ways and sell each one for $9.99, so maybe that's a little high. Or the 10 or the 20 acres is a little low, or something.
You want to discount it as you get larger, but we're trying to create land splits. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, 3 grand for a 5 acre would fly off the shelves, because we're not talking about northern Navajo. So 3 grand times 4 would be like 12 grand. 12 plus 10. I mean, that'd sell really fast at $22,000. 22,000 divided by 40 would be, is that 500, 550 an acre? So I think you could blow it out 550 an acre without much problem, maybe. So if you bought it at like 250 an acre, you could double your money. If you wholesaled it at 25% lift, let's say you bought it at 200 an acre, times 1.25, sold it at 250 an acre. The guy who buys it from you wholesale with 25% above cost could blow it out quick at a double. You know, so
I'd price it down lower.
Like
200
200 an acre at the 40 acre kind of sizes. And then the 5 acre size, you could go balling on the 5 acre stuff. What'd you say, $1,600 for a 5?
1,500 maybe. But if I'm trying to wholesale this, I'd probably try to get closer to 1,000.
1,000? Yeah. I mean, the price doesn't matter that much. It's about getting the offer into their hands and seeing if they take it, and we're figuring it out from there. They might come back to you with some other numbers or whatever. There's a lot of room for error in here. There's a lot of room to make money for everybody, whether you're doing it yourself, taking it all the way retail, or wholesaling it, or splitting them. I mean, yeah. Does it make sense? So
Yeah.
I think we could probably cut the video off there. I think we got it put together. You can fine tune the pricing and get that in the mail and make it happen. Take the calls and see how it works. Towards the beginning of the video, I was asking about what ranch was out there. Hopefully it's not too detailed. I like to give a piece of property away, so whoever can guess or know, if you know the name of the ranch that we're trying to stay away from. We mentioned the name of it numerous times earlier in the video. Whoever says that name gets the spelling kind of close, wins a free piece of property. So looks like we got 29 people on the live call right now, and I don't want Andrew. Nice. Andrew McIntyre. Nice, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. You get the free piece of property, Shevlin Ranch. That's right. That's perfect. It's right on. Let me change this screen. Thank you, Andrew. So, Andrew, please email me, Luke@ruralvacantland.com, And what I'd like in the email is I'd like your title information. You know, what name you want to own this property in. Whether it's you and your spouse, or you and your kids, or you and your trust, or your company, your business, whatever kind of name you want to own the property in. I want to know the tax address you want future tax bills sent to for the property. I got to do that when I record the property into your name. And what I'm going to do is, I don't own the property that I'm going to give you yet. I'm going to go negotiate some new buys from the state of Arkansas, and I buy them in big, portfolios. So I'm going to buy a bunch of new properties for my kids, for a couple of my accounts, for all the ones that I'm giving away, and I'm going to put you in on one of them in the portfolio. And I'm going to try to rank them. I'm going to go through the best access, the biggest size, the least taxes, the closest to rivers, lakes, trees, and all that kind of stuff, with the least regulations possible, stuff that I think will be the easiest to resell, because I've sold hundreds of those properties. I got a pretty good idea what kind of questions people ask about them. I think I can get to the better ones. And I'm going to get you one of those properties, and then if you want me to resell it, just let me know. I'll put that in your email too. If you want to buy other ones along with it, that's great as well. So that's the idea. I'll get them up for sale, get them sold, and it'll take some time. It's not going to be like tomorrow you get the land. It'll probably take 2 or 3 months before you get the land. So it takes some time to go through the process, but you'll get the land. So Andrew, please email me, luke@ruralvacantland.com, with your information, and I'll get you the land. Thank you everybody for listening, watching. If you're watching this after the live call, you should subscribe to find out when the next live call is, and I'll be giving more land away. And thanks, Chris. Thanks for sharing your mailer with us, and like to see some deals come through off of that one and get some more land in this area up on the website, and we'll take it from there. Any
Thanks,
questions?
Luke. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna hit the button and talk to you later. I gotta run to the bank and the notary. I owe people deeds and money.